It's all about problem solving in a creative way. Taking a problem and stepping back and looking at it from different perspectives and figuring out some kind of creative way to accomplish something. And I think that's the only way to ever do anything that's original that hasn't been done before. And I think all artists, that's the ultimate goal. You want to be good and aesthetically pleasing, but more than anything, you want to be original. I think there are a lot of similarities between the way I approach art and surfing. When you're surfing, you're looking for the right wave and reading the surface of the ocean and kind of paying attention to all these little elements that somebody else might not notice. Looking at a piece of wood is similar to looking at the ocean and trying to figure out where that wave should pop up.
And it is on.
Jamie O'Brien kicking for the bomb, looking for a 10.
Wow, this is going to be a good wave right here if he can come out of this one.
Come out.
Oh.
Of course he comes out. And can you...
One thing that drew me to working with wood was just working with nature and having it dictate what I am able to do. In a lot of ways, surfing had always held me back in my career because I, just never had the ambition to want to work those extra hours instead of having those extra hours to surf. I chose to live in San Diego because of surfing rather than moving to New York or a big city to chase that high-paying job. But art has really given me my freedom where I'm allowed to work whenever I want to work, and I'm allowed to surf when I want to surf, and it's a lot harder. And I would say that I work twice as much or 3 times as much as I ever worked before, but it doesn't seem like work, it doesn't feel like work. It's just something that I do for myself, and it makes me feel like I'm living my life the way I want to, and I'm not wasting my time doing things where I feel like I'm not living my life until I get home from work. So arts has allowed me to live life, the free life that I have always wanted to. It was a few years ago, and all my friends started getting married, and I was pretty broke at the time. I got the idea that I would start making paintings as wedding presents as a way to save money on these wedding gifts, but I had no idea what I was getting myself into. It just ended up being way more time-consuming and intensive than I had expected. I never really thought about being an artist before. I didn't go to school for it or anything like that. I actually went to school to be an attorney. I went to law school and then practiced law for 6 years after that. So, a good decade of my life was devoted to that. I was stuck in it after I'd invested all that time in it, and I was really just kind of looking for a way out. That's what kind of gave me the push to do art, not just for myself, but for other people, and that was kind of the first turning point in my career. I wasn't scared yet. I had faith that everything would be fine. You would think it would have been when I decided to quit my job and do art full-time. The scariest moment was probably the 2nd or 3rd month into doing art full-time when I didn't have money to pay rent for the first time. Not knowing what was going to happen, worrying that I just made this big mistake quitting my job, and just decided to double down and keep going. And I didn't have any orders, but just kept making pieces and hoping that something would happen. And a day before rent was due, got an order and made rent. And since then, that exact scenario has probably happened, almost, if not every month, every other month. And it's a constant up and down struggle. But one thing that you learn with all the ups and downs is you have faith that no matter how bad things get, that, you know, they can always turn around, and you just keep working, and it always seems to work out. Hi, this is Nathan.
Hi, Nate. This is Holly Casaza.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
So we're really excited. Would it be easiest for us to give you a budget in like kind of a picture, or would you be able to, like, if we just kind of describe what we want, kind of?
I don't do pieces directly from photos, but what I'll usually do is, you know, look at a bunch of photos and we can trade them back and forth just to kind of get an idea of what we're both thinking and make sure we're on the same page. And,
Okay, awesome.
you know, as far as colors go, they can be whatever you want, but it also helps to have a photo just to make sure blue means the same thing to you as it does to me.
Yeah. Well, great. That sounds good. Well, thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks, Molly.
All right, bye.
Bye. My favorite type of wood to use is regular birch plywood, and I go to Home Depot, and that's where I get all my wood. And I'll just sit there at Home Depot and flip through stacks of plywood. They think I'm crazy, but they all look the same to everybody else, but I'm looking for something specific. Art exists in the wood, whether that's a certain type of swirl in the pattern that looks like water, or other patterns that look like clouds. It's like doing a Rorschach test or something like that, where you look at something and then an image pops out at you, and that's kind of the source of the inspiration. So then you might not have an exact idea of what you want, but the wood kind of gives you hints at something, and then take what it gives you and go from there. When I started doing the whole wood carving aspect of it, I really didn't know what I was doing, and I would go out and buy tools, and I'm almost positive I was using them incorrectly when I first started, and I don't know if I'm doing things the right way, but I'm doing them my way. I do all of my work at home. Usually I just do most of my work outside in my driveway. It's great to work from home because it doesn't separate my life, my personal life, from my work life. I'm surrounded by it all the time. Everything is always in view. I'm always thinking about things, and I can pick something up when I think about it, or I'm inspired to work on something. The convenience really, it allows me to be more spontaneous. I don't have to plan out when I'm going to choose to be creative and work on something. If I'm ever in a problem working on a piece, you just go for a surf and stop thinking about it and stop focusing on that problem that you had, and kind of let things go and get your mind focused on something in the present. As far as what impact I would like my art to have, I really just want to do art that gives people a little piece of the ocean when they're not around it. There's a lot of small in the water. I haven't surfed in a while. Having the art and the waves, it's soothing, and it gives you a little piece of that when you need it. I really want to inspire other people to, not necessarily do art, but anything that they want to do, and take a chance on something. Kids especially. When I was a child, nobody really told me that art could be an option. It was always, you need to go get a job and do something that's going to pay the bills. But for me, I just want to show people that there's other ways to do things. There's other ways to make a living, and you can, especially nowadays with the internet and everything. You can really do anything that you want to do. You just have to find that passion. A lot of people have misconceptions about what it is to be an artist. You know, a lot of people think that it's not a real career, or you'll never be successful in life as an artist, or if you are, it's after you're dead. Or when I was growing up, it was never really a legitimate option as far as a life career goal. But one thing that I don't think people realize about being an artist is you're not just an artist, you're also, you know, running your own business, and you're doing your own marketing, and you're doing all the accounting, and you know, a lot of these things are skill sets that I don't innately have. It's kind of an all-encompassing job where you're doing a little bit of everything. There are days when I only do a couple hours of art, and the rest of the time I'm doing marketing or answering emails or phone calls, doing all the business side of it. The selling and business part is not why I got into it, but at the same time, when you're doing something for yourself, even those things that you know you don't enjoy doing, when you're doing it for yourself, it makes a big difference.
Hello there.
Hey Kate, how's it going?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good, good. Just wanted to call and see how the inventory was going at the gallery.
I can take a photo of what I have, if you want, and then that way you can kind of look and see, like, if there's anywhere, I don't know, anything you have already that might fill in, or if people are just still tripping out on your work, you definitely, like, kind of steal the show. I think that's why we've been successful, is it's a collection that's curated by artwork that I love. So when I'm presenting that to people, I get excited because it's stuff that I enjoy, you know?
Thanks. Yeah, I'm glad to hear people are enjoying it.
Cool. Thanks, Nathan. I'll keep you posted, okay?
Yeah, I'll be in touch. Bye.
Bye.
It's a big learning curve, and I think that, you know, future artists will have a lot more people to get advice from. But yeah, it's not just all painting pictures. It's a lot of other things go into it. You're an entrepreneur. You're running your own business, and it's no joke. There's been so many people that have contributed to my success, and just helping me be able to do what I'm doing. You know, from family just being supportive when I told them that I was going to quit my career as a lawyer to go be an artist. But I would say my biggest supporter has always been my wife, and you know, it's been a tough road with ups and downs as far as paying the bills go, but she always gave me support, and we've always just encouraged each other to follow our dreams. And you know, we're looking at the long run, and it really helps to have that person in your corner that you can depend on when things are going tough. And then just people that don't even know it, where they're the person buying that piece at the end of the month, and they have no idea that they just paid my rent when they bought that piece. And there's just people like that along the way that they're just, you know, saviors, and they don't even realize it.
Oh, no way! Who did that?
Nathan Ledyard.
That's awesome.
The starving artist, you know, as cliche as it sounds, that's really something where when you're struggling, I feel like that you're pushing harder. It's your survival. You're trying to make it. And you know, for me, in my hardest times is when I've done some of my best work and where I've pushed harder than I thought was possible before. And those mistakes along the way are all valuable. And in a lot of ways, I think the mistakes are more valuable than the successes, because they teach you something. If everything's going easy and you're succeeding, you're not, you might not be learning, you might not be progressing. So yeah, I value my mistakes a lot. I think that's an important part of who I am and what my art is.
Okay, are you actually gonna sign it though?
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is like smooth coat, so like if I fuck it up, I wipe it off.
Okay. Let's
I can
I
do
might just have
something
you wipe it off.
opposite.
Okay, is it okay if you wipe it off? If I have you write it on, then wipe it off?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's do that. That's the spot. Okay, so go ahead and bring it up to your mouth and just take a bite and just eat away. Yeah, just type it in, and then when you hit call, you can turn it off real quick too.
I'll check on that just to make sure that
Okay.
that's true.
That's cool. You can always cut it.
Do you remember that picture?
Yeah. That's awesome.
Surprise!
Babe. Oh, I was tripping out. I was like thinking it was like detail. That's freaking awesome.
Go ahead. Cool. Let's do that one more time just for safety. Shaky. Okay, try to, is there like any lettuce or something you can just drop down? Okay.
Isn't that so cool?
I love the depth of field. It's awesome. Thanks, babe. It's beautiful.
Let's see if this even like will work. I don't know if this is.
It's like maybe next Friday there might be some waves.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I sure hope so, man. Sure.
I mean, it's really the only chance for September.
That's horrible.
All I need to do is just do one fucking letter.
Okay, now just go ahead and just write whatever you want.
I might say something like, I don't know, it's kind of weird because I just sent her a text like, call me whenever's convenient for you, and then like I'm calling her, you know, so it's like kind of weird. Yeah, should we just call?
Yeah, whatever one you want to grab. I'm gonna shut this. So basically, I guess when you hear it open, just come out.
Cool.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Killed it. Killed it. Very, very nicely done. What's up, bud? How you doing? Oh, okay. Oh, scorcher. Scorcher. Alright, but I will get your mic off you and then you are free to go.
I texted him one day and I was like, babe, I got back into painting. Can you send me your favorite picture of Pike?
That's Grant's photo right there.